how do you describe your music?
Yeah, so I would describe it as kind of a mix between folk and soul.
Okay.
So acoustic singer-songwriter, obviously. Been playing like forever. We used to have a chick rock band. That was fun. But
What was the name of the chick rock band?
Enough Said.
That was it?
Yes.
Enough Said?
Yes.
Was it apostrophe Nuff Said?
No, it wasn't that cool.
In retrospect, it would have been better, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe that would have spelled success. Oh well, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. So we're a little older, a little more mature, doing the acoustic thing now. And,
Okay.
Yeah, grooving. So
you're touring sisters.
Sure.
Sure. Sure is a good answer. Amanda, you doing all right? Okay,
Yeah.
she's
Hanging in there.
So when did you start playing music, Stephanie?
When did I start?
Yeah, what age did you realize that you were going to really be into
Yeah.
music?
So, my dad played guitar growing up, just like around the campfire. So I picked up on guitar. He got me a guitar, and my parents did, and taught me. And so at age 6, and then
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's
so
a pretty early
I should
start.
be a lot better.
Yeah, you should.
You sounded pretty good when you were doing a sound check to me. So
Oh, thanks. But I guess I really started taking it seriously when we formed the band back in 2002, and I started studying how to write music.
Okay.
Because, it's a craft, definitely, but there's also, like, a science to it. Like, there's so much to learn and develop, and just digging in deeper to the craft.
So how did you do that?
A lot of studying other people, studying, okay, well, what style kind of fits me, who I am.
Okay. And how would you describe that style
Yeah.
that fits you?
Yeah, who are you such that there's a particular style which fits you?
Yeah. So definitely folk, just basic American folk, like, I'm just a regular girl, and then the soul, I think, because of the style of my voice and that I dig deeper in with my lyrics and stuff, and in the way that I write. I don't do like surface level stuff.
Surface level. Define surface level.
So, the stuff that everybody writes about.
Like?
Like, just writing about love or how you're feeling today,
yeah.
Not
Nobody-
to knock it, but
Well, nobody cares. It's true.
I just like to connect like deeper. So I go into my big things are inspiring hope and compassion.
That's awesome.
So you're like the Mother Teresa of music.
We do have the same personality type.
You and Mother Teresa?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
when you say you write to inspire hope and compassion,
Yes.
how do you do that?
So basically, I'm digging into my own experiences.
Can you give it like a specific example of a song and how that relates to that?
Sure. All right. So inspiring compassion. So like my song, Knocking, it came from experiences and seeing poverty around the world, and just realizing like there's a lot more that we can be doing for people, and just connecting with them as people. Like, okay, well, I could have been in their place. So what am I doing to help that, sister across the world,
Okay.
or even in my own city?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So compassionate. Now, where did you travel? As just what was the probably the most impactful place you went?
That's hard to answer, but one of them was the Dominican Republic, with my husband.
Which is here. He's here, by the way.
Yes, he's
And his
chilling
name
in
is
the
Chris
back.
too, right?
Yes.
Hi, Chris.
He's making gang
I'm
signs.
Chris too. That's not my real name, but okay.
So
right.
yeah, we went to help out. So Haitians are that's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. So they things are so bad there that Dominicans actually come over and recruit them to come and work on their sugarcane fields.
Really?
And they make promises of a better life, but then when they get there, they're stuck on in their communities called the Bates.
Okay.
I mean, they're paid little, given little hope. Anybody born new doesn't have citizenship. So and just to see like the starvation and malnutrition and the water issues and just like severe hopelessness in the physical realm. There was a lot of spiritual hope there, but it was definitely a battleground.
I mean, what did they have you doing, or what did you go over there to do?
So it was a very thorough mission trip. We tried to make it very thorough. So bringing medical supplies, stuff for the kids, food, and then some spiritual growth as well. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
and
awesome.
Spiritual growth, how? I mean, how did you guys encourage spiritual growth?
Yeah. So we worked with a lot of the churches down there. There's one in particular that does a lot of work down there that we tried to support and encourage and just reach out to the community, just giving them that hope of like, okay, well, things can get better for you in the short term, but they can also get better for you in eternity. So.
Oh, I see. So really instilling just hope in people, helping them think outside of their current circumstances,
right.
Which is
'Cause
hard to do if
yeah.
you're starving or
if they're stuck where they are,
Right.
they have no idea.
Yeah, and hope is a pathway to a better life. Of course, be it here or in the afterlife or whatever. So that's cool. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Chris, don't you commend her for that?
I commend you for commending her for that.
Thank you.
actually.
That was a big step, huh?
And you commend me for commending you for commending her?
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
You do.
No, I think that's
I do
great.
too.
And so your
Amanda?
music really has a mission beyond just expressing itself, but it's a mission inspiring hope, and somehow the Haiti trip was connected to that in the sense of seeing humanity that's worse in some ways, I guess, or people really struggling against dire circumstances.
Yeah.
When you write a song, where do the ideas spring from? How do you generate creativity to make a song?
So what I do is I actually have an app on my phone that's just like a notepad. And whenever I am thinking about something that's like, oh, this is really connecting with me. I bet it would connect with other people too, or this is really important to me. I write it down, and then
Cool.
eventually I just go back and I have like a whole list of ideas and stuff. So I'll go back and just nurture those songs until they're ready.
And those
So-
ideas, are they in the form of ideas for lyrics or in the form of music or some of both?
Lyrics first.
Okay, so lyrics come
concepts.
first. Oh, really? Okay,
first, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, we have a lot of artists that come on here and they say that they have no idea what they're going to write about. That's the last stage for them. They get a tune in their head and they sit down and they strum it out. So, I remember one
That's
guy,
me. The lyrics always come last.
Yeah, it's the same. That's the same for me. I believe it might have actually been Jack Berg of Punks and Snakes, who we played earlier, who said that he would write, bits and pieces that he liked, and would eventually find ways of working them together sometimes. And I think it's really interesting how people write music. And you start from the complete other end of the spectrum, which is to start off with a concept of a song. So because you really are message based. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm very intentional. I take the message very seriously, and I know that I have this platform, and it's like, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to be helpful and bring life to people through it? So I just try to find the best ways to connect with people, and that's through the message. So.
That's awesome.
Well, I think it's responsible too. I don't mean to cut you off, Chris. I just think it's very responsible because when you do listen, I don't actually listen to lyrics. It's usually something I get back around to later.
Yeah.
I'm notorious for just singing what I thought they said.
Right.
Is that you? Is that you?
Yeah.
I don't really care what you're talking. I really don't care what you're talking about. I'm really just into the music part of it. But necessarily, messages do get across to people, and they do shape individuals' I want to call them filters, right?
Yeah,
how they approach the
absolutely.
world, especially young people, and of course it defines how they not only interact with the world directly, but how they interact with it indirectly. I mean, they shape their behaviors
Right,
around these
right.
messages, and being repeatedly exposed to certain kinds of messages, and you see that developing all sorts of bad in the world.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know that all musicians really look at it like that. Like I do have, at least there on some level, I need to write something. I need to be responsible about what I write, and you're starting from that point of view,
Yeah.
which I think is very cool. I mean, I don't think we've had anybody on here that overtly has said that. So
Huh? Well, great.
Well, I personally
Different.
would like to hear a shining example of a song that exhibits that mission. Do you have something up your sleeve you can roll out for us right now in live format,
Saint Ebola.
utilizing the many microphones that we've placed for that purpose?
Sure. I would love to play a song called Say Go. Kind of shows a little bit of my groovy side. Kind
Okay.
of fun.
Cool.
But basically, for me, when it's been like, all right, I feel like God is telling me to do this. All right, let's do it. And then it's just figuring out what's going on along the way and figuring out, acknowledging that it's okay that I don't know everything. I could be way better at guitar. I'm learning and growing as I go, but that doesn't mean I stop what I'm doing. And I think it carries over into the mission as well of extending compassion to, like, when you feel that urge to just, oh, I should really help that person. All right, do it. You'll figure it out.
Awesome.
So. Feet covered in dirt. These stones can hurt. So much unknown. When you say go, am I ready? And my mark, am I set? I am at the start when you say go. Better cross that line. No need to wait on another sign. I know this road is your design, so I will go till you come my time. Eyes are alert. My hands free to work. Set just to show up and simply trust. Am I ready? Oh, and my mark, yeah. Am I set? I am at the start when you say go. Better cross that line. No need to wait on another sign. I know this road is your design, so I will go till you come my time. I don't mean to complain. I know I might look insane. I had no time to train. Yeah. But all I needed to know, I know in time you will show me on the road. When you say go, better cross that line. No need to wait on another sign. I know this road is your design, so I will go till you come my time. where you say go.
Great job. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Nice groove.
Thanks.
Very nice.
It's fun.
It was worldy. Is that a genre? Worldy.
Worldy? Well, world music. Yeah, world-y music, I suppose.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? I mean, not right now, right? But favorite of all times. You know, it's an artist you can always go back to. Is it the same one for both of you?
Yeah.
Is Alanis Morissette?
No. You might not have heard of them, but they're called Barlow Girl. It was a band of
Barlow
three
Girl.
sisters. He has no idea. That's okay. But yeah, they were very inspirational to us.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not a band anymore, but
Are they all dead?
No, they're still alive and thriving. But
So why did they stop?
it was just time. Don't know.
One of them wanted to follow her knitting passion,
Perhaps.
which is fine. You got to do what you got to do in this world. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, who are you listening to right now? Both of you.
They're listening to you talk right now, boy.
Besides
Yeah.
that, which I can't.
JJ Heller is she's a folk artist, another
Okay.
kind of less popular one, but
Okay.
she's been really inspirational, kind of my folk side. I enjoy her. So.
I've
Okay.
been obsessed with pentatonics.
Now, see, I know.
Oh, the
pentatonics.
harmonies.
Yes, the harmonies.
The harmonies. You
So
guys,
good.
by the way, your harmonies are great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely adds another dimension.
Really does.
We
Nice,
have
tasteful-
genetics on our side.
Well, right.
But yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the husband? What do you like to listen to when you're by yourself?
There's a band called The Classic Crime.
The Classic Crime. See, we like to learn about new music on this show, so I think we've learned a few different names now. The Classic
Okay.
Crime. And what kind of genre are they?
I'd say they're like a rock type of genre.
Okay. Classic Crime. Need to look that up. We need some more rock music in our lineup.
So, in terms of where you want to go with your future music, seeing as how you're still very young, you got another probably 5 or 6 years before you really hit those later years, and you got to start tapering down.
Start taking life
if you
seriously.
if you could wave the magic wand and create any kind of music career you wanted, and it took no effort and just magically appeared, what would that look like?
All right. I think that would mostly involve songwriting. Like, I enjoy performing, but I really love songwriting. So I think if I were able to travel a bit with the music, but then mostly make a living off of chilling at home with the husband and my sister right around the corner, that would be good.
That wouldn't be bad at all.
Yeah.
So you guys live close to each other?
We
Okay.
do now.
Yeah.
All right.
They followed me out here.
Did they?
Yeah.
Where'd y'all live before?
We were in Texas for a couple of years.
Texas.
Hence the
We're
Texas
back.
reference to
Yes.
like, what do you mean we got too many
There-
people? There's
there are-
plenty of room in Texas.
Yes. I had
Yeah.
to drive a lot of it.
Let's put them all there.
I was at Wichita Falls, and that sucked. Everything sucked. Yeah, yeah. Wichita Falls is terrible.
Big Air Force town.
It's an Air Force town, but that's pretty much all that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got it.
I've been to some other places. I've been to Dias. Never mind. Also in the middle of nowhere. So you want to? If you could travel with your music, that'd be great. You'd obviously like to travel and affect people.
Yeah.
But it's writing the songs where you really find the what is
Yeah.
writing music do for you?
It's an expression of like, because I'm an introvert, so
Really?
I don't talk like a lot to a lot of people. To people that I'm close to, I do, but so it's just a way of expressing like the things that are important to me. It's my art form. It's my craft.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you
being able to express what's
Yeah.
in you is what.
See,
that's
this is
awesome.
interesting. I find it though you don't like people, but
But she loves them.
but you love people.
Yes.
There's a difference.
I just get energized by quiet time.
See, I
rather
think
than,
what comes to mind is like you have a relationship with humanity, and then that Chicago song, "Everybody Needs a Little Time Away," and that's what you have. You have a little time away from humanity, and you can develop kind of an ideal about them, and you can like that about humanity. I, on the other hand, prefer to think humanity is crap.
Well, I'm also a social worker, so I know the dirt.
Okay, all right. All right.
I bet you get a lot of good songwriting ideas from that
I
field.
sure do. I sure do. Good, bad, and the ugly, and everywhere in
sure.
between.
I
So-
hear that aren't there islands in the Bahamas, or maybe it's in Haiti? I don't remember. But that where if they're interested in you, they'll throw like fruit at you. Have you had anybody throw fruit at you? I'm not
No,
trying
but
to,
that
like, weird
sounds
your husband
great.
out or anything.
I like
Having fruit thrown at you? Well, now you know, sir.
I mean, as long as I can catch it and it's not hitting my face.
Well, no, I think that's the idea, is to actually catch you off
Oh.
guard and hit you with the fruit.
Like a tomato. Like
No.
throwing
It's
tomatoes.
like, I'm pretty sure
Tomatoes
it
are
was like a
fruit.
pear.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't know
Pears are
anything about
harder
that.
than tomatoes. That could do some damage if it's thrown with enough velocity.
Okay.
I sure this wasn't like some type of attack or something, I don't know if that's really positive feedback.
I don't know. It's one step away from clubbing him over the head.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't really
Those were the
sound like
days.
the most positive thing
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, all I know is if somebody's actually throwing fruit at me, I'm not going to play anymore. So
Oh, I
just,
see.
I'm
You
just
just
going to
stop.
find a different venue.
Right.
Find the people that
Okay.
don't want to throw fruit.
Unless
Okay.
like that famous scene in the Blues Brothers, you got chicken wire to protect you.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, somebody needs to provide that.
I've been to
because-
one of those kinds of clubs before.
Have you?
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
roadhouse type place.
Nice.
Really, swear to God, they actually had chicken wire around the stage.
Man, that's
Well,
awesome.
that's
Kind of
strange.
freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no need for it that
Exactly.
evening.
Why do
Yeah.
you
The
have
crowd
this
was
here?
docile.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to play there.
No, but I think it's really cool that when you ask if you could achieve anything, you really find the satisfaction, or I don't know, the passion is in the creation of the music itself, in the songwriting part.
Yeah.
When you are at your most creative, do you have like a certain place you go, or a certain ritual you do, or a certain thought process that gets you in that state where you really are writing well?
Well, I used to write like late at night was the best, 2:00 in the morning, but I can't do that to myself anymore. But yeah, just at home in my living room, in my introvert zone, just chilling. So
Okay,
yeah, I just
so no
relax.
rituals though.
No,
Okay.
not really.
That's
I might
sad.
like pray and ask for
Guidance.
certain words or whatnot, or the right chords. Sometimes I'll write something and be like, that's totally not me. Like one song recently was turning into a country song, and that's definitely not me.
Like,
Just stop.
whoa, hang on, imagination. No.
My mother would love it, but
I'm not a big Foo Fighters fan, but there was an interview with Dave Grohl, and he was talking about how some people accuse him like that doesn't sound like a Foo Fighters song. He's like, well, it's definitely a Foo Fighters song because I wrote it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and because their sound will change.
Yeah.
In one album, you'll have
Yeah.
songs that just sound completely out of place, and he's just like, I don't care. But I think consistency for most of us regular people is pretty key. I think it is. It's
they have to know what they're listening to. Like,
Right.
oh, when I go see Stefanie Potter, I want to hear this.
Well, with
not-
that last song you played, if I heard that song and I like that song,
Thank
I'd
you.
like to be able to make the assumption, be comfortable making that assumption, that the rest of your music is along those lines, and I'm probably going to like it. If you want to do an
Right.
entire album of another kind of thing,
Yeah.
that's fine. You
Yeah.
know, but don't expect people to be like all over every song you write if they're all over the
Right.
map, because
Right.
people are inclined to like certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really like that tune, and that was called
Say Go.
Say Go. Okay, and I actually listened to that a number of times on your website. It's a good tune.
Have you ever thought about taking your music in a death country direction?
No.
Dude, oh my God, is it Hank Williams the Third? Are you aware of this? You don't. He doesn't know. Well, do I know? See, I'm trying to school him now, the husband. Hank Williams the Third. I think that's Death Country.
Death country.
Some
I think death
country
country is like there's a lot of opportunity there, so I'm just trying to encourage
Oh.
people
Well,
to take
I mean,
advantage of
I
that.
like-
Ooh, like dark country. Yeah, like dark, like horror movie country. No?
Well, it's like Steve. I don't think it's necessarily death country is necessarily a bad thing, because somebody interviewed Stephen King one time and said, "Do you ever have nightmares?" And he said, "No, I give them to you."
Ooh.
So death country
Well,
to
he
me
can
is like
keep
a
the next
cathartic
one.
thing where you're saying, "Here's all
Wow.
the stuff that'll happen if you don't live a great life," and so you can get it out by listening to the song and then move on and be happy.
Okay. All right.
I'm just kidding. Don't do death country. I don't like country in general.
Yeah, well.
That'd be weird. But moving right along,
We agree then.
I want to hear another song.
I do too.
All right.
We'll play one from the CD in just a moment. But can you play
Okay.
another one live?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you did come all prepared and everything.
You got that guitar.
All right. What's this next song?
So this is a little more of probably the most pop feel that I do.
Okay.
But it's still got that kind of folk feel.
Cool.
Just upbeat. So it's called Worth More. And it just came out of a place that feeling like, okay, I need to remind myself that I am worth more than what other people might say about me or think about me, or pay me in the fields that I choose. So, yeah, that's this song.
Let's hear it.
I'm on hands and knees, digging away too deep, waiting for this pit to cave in on me. They ignore my striving and they don't hear me crying. Just say dig deeper all through the night. So I asked him, why do I even try? Is it worth the fight? And he told me, you are worth more than they say. You are worth more than they pay. Don't you know I'd die for you, just so you could see your value. All that I go through, I see more dirt than fruit, and it can be so hard to remember the truth. All the seed I scatter, someday it will matter for a happily ever after. 'Cause I'm still asking, why do I even try? Is it worth the fight? And he tells me, you are worth more than they say. You are worth more than they pay. Don't you know I'd die for you, just so you could see your value. Someday you'll see your reward from all the work you did before. Someday a garden will grow. Someday you will reap what you've sown, and you'll know you are worth more than they say. You are worth more than they pay. Don't you know I died for you? I would die for you, just so you could see that you are worth more than they say. You are worth more than they pay. Don't you know I died for you, just so you could see your value.
That was awesome. And the key change. How about that?
Very
Thank you.
cool.
No, that was great, and that it's funny because I feel like I've been having a lot of conversations, and now your music is triggering those conversations, and it was all stemmed from the same conversation, and maybe I'm assuming too much, but the he in there would probably be maybe Jesus or Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, and an interesting part of that song, the message of that was, maybe you don't see the fruits of your labor. And very few of us do. But the conversation I was having was talking about how we exist in this kind of universal economy in which we all participate whether we intend to or not. Where every action, no matter how little it is or how minute that little something may be, it has an impact.
Right.
And if you make a practice of making good choices, not selfish choices, right, but good choices,
Right.
Good choices that are right, because they're right. They're righteous because they're right.
Right.
And that really all stemmed from the idea that, what is right or what is wrong or what is true or what is false, what is good and what is evil isn't something that we have the liberty or luxury of determining. It's really instead falls upon us to figure out whether or not our ideas, our values, our actions either negatively or beneficially impact the world around us. And I think that's a really important concept to get out there, because I feel like at the root of all, if you want to say evil, but at the root of all suffering is this idea that somehow or another each one of us is our own person. We're individuals and independent from the rest of the world, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
We have to be mindful of how everything we do impacts the people around us, the world around us.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a really cool thing. I don't mean to go ahead and place that kind of meaning on your music at all, but it certainly stirred that up in me, and I feel very powerfully about that. And it's a very cool thing. So I commend you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I commend you on commending.
Thanks.
Glad to help.
I do want to say too, the backup vocals. You do a marvelous job with and I mean this in the best way possible. A lot of backup vocalists kind of overdo it. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time.
It's got to be a tasteful blend.
It needs to be tasteful. It needs to be,
Like a little bit of mustard on the hamburger, not like putting an
mayonnaise
entire
on my
lobster on a hamburger, for instance.
Right. Well, I
or
think
banana split on a hamburger.
But a mustard is contrast. I would say mayonnaise is just fat, so it complements it. So let's roll with mayonnaise. It's Canadian. You do a really good job of complimenting her on a lot of levels, and I feel that's awesome. I mean, I really noted that about your music so far, both of these songs. So, and I don't know how I can't multitask at all.
It's almost like you guys are related or something.
It's weird. It's like you guys are connected in the brain department. And on that thought, do you guys like, share each other's thoughts and stuff?
Kind of.
Yeah.
In music, definitely, there's moments where I just have to look at her and I know what she's thinking, and vice versa. I mean, part of that comes with just playing together for a long time, 12 years officially, but besides the break in Texas. But, yeah, and we just know each other. We know our values. We know what we can do and what we expect and what sound we want. So it just kind of comes with
Something
it.
we were talking about recently was just, I think, because of our history and we are related, we can tell each other things like, oh, that didn't sound good.
Yeah.
Right.
In love, and get over it. And
I know you might
there's
like
just
that,
a level of
but you're wrong.
honesty. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've cut full songs because she didn't like them. Great.
I don't know about that.
You were honest with her, and you saved her from a lot of heartache.
And, fixing certain sections
Yeah.
it's very helpful.
Yeah, I know out of anybody that I've played with ever, I feel most comfortable with my sister.
Now,
So,
are you traditionally a percussionist? Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah, no.
No. Okay. All right. You like to beat on things.
Yeah.
That's cool. I do too. I intend to take that more seriously at some point.
Beating on things is fun.
It is, man.
I've had a drum kit in my house for years, and I just recently decided to start using it. I just had it there so drummers wouldn't have to always set up, and it's fun as hell to beat on those
It's
things.
fun. It's fun until people watch you, and then you're like,
Well, I do it when nobody else is around. If I get good, then I'll do it around other people.
There was this one time I got hammered drunk, and I swear to God, I put on Blur, the band Blur. I don't know if you guys know Blur, but I put on. It was the album from which they had that song number 2. You know that song, Wee-hoo. All right, that's all I got. And man, I rocked. And I remember, like, maybe it's because I was so drunk I didn't know better, but I was like, I was amazing. I was amazing. I really think I actually was amazing. The thing is, I learned how to play left hand. I'm right-handed, but I learned how to play everything as a left-hand drummer would, right? So the kick with the left, hi-hat with my left hand, snare. So,
Interesting.
yeah, so, which you can't, I mean, how many times have you walked into a party and there's been a left-hand setup?
Right.
Yeah, no. You've never had that problem, have you?
No.
Have you, Stephanie?
No.
No, you don't really tool around with the drums that often, do you?
No.
She's tried.
Amanda, do you have a drum set?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
You're pretty amazing?
From our band days.
I don't think so, but I
You don't think-
enjoy
you don't
it.
think you would.
She did very well back in our band days.
Oh.
I thought she rocked.
I'm pretty amateur though, so
Well, you're probably absolutely certainly better than me, so that's one step. So now, do you play? I'm speaking to a band again. Do you play this kind of setup at all the shows, or do you maybe bring in a kit at all ever, or is it really just or was what we're looking at what we're going to see live?
this is pretty much it. I think live.
It's a good setup.
As long as we're
it's a great
doing
sound.
kind of the more acoustic sound.
Okay.
So
You mentioned the band days.
Yeah.
What were the band days?
Yes. So we had this.
Remember Enough Said?
Chick rock band called Enough Said for about 8 years. And
8 years.
we played probably over 100 gigs or so.
Oh. Was it a 4-piece, 3-piece, or what kind?
Oh,
was
it varied.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went through like 5 bass players, and
That always
we had an
happens.
electric guitarist. Now I'm married to one, so that's helpful.
Got that covered now.
Did drugs break up the band?
No,
Okay. That's unfortunate.
getting married and moving did.
Oh, see?
That'll do
now-
it.
Yeah,
Well, why did you move?
because
Was it his fault?
Rochester's cold.
Oh, you were in Rochester, New York?
Yeah, and
Jesus
snowy.
Christ. Yeah, that was a better move.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is there anything good in Rochester? Does Rochester have any redeeming value at all?
our
family.
parents, yes.
That's not the city. That's just your family. And where in Texas did you move to?
College Station.
College Station. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's
College town.
That's a cool town. It is a
Yeah,
cool town.
yeah.
And you decided to move to Charleston because your sister said, this is the greatest city ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Chris
And
got a job.
how's the husband like in the town?
Good.
He likes it all right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do, hubby?
I'm a PHP developer at Blue Acorn.
Oh, no kidding. Nice. Very well. Awesome, man.
So he's got that coding ability, and he's finishing my website for me.
I figured
So
there was a connection
Yeah.
with that new website. I heard that.
Yeah.
Nice.
it's nice
Free
to have
stuff.
talent in the family.
Free stuff. But you
Yeah.
get hoarded out a lot, huh? You do. He does. Okay, that's all right. Nobody's really sympathetic. I like coders. I had a business partner, Brad, who we lost in a car accident. But when he would talk and I didn't understand what he was saying, I would just start saying beep bop boop boop beep boop beep beep, beep, and it would really piss him off because I was like he spoke in binary. Sometimes.
Yeah, you start talking geek if somebody else is not a developer. It doesn't make any sense at all. None. Zilch.
We know what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Do you get really excited about really small accomplishments in PHP? Yeah? You spend hours. I'll never forget when Brad made the eyes of this skull light up a certain way, and he literally told me one time, he goes, I spent like 20 hours trying to figure out how to make it do just this, right? It's like, are you kidding me? But he's very proud of himself. I just was like, all right. Great.
Yeah.
Productivity's through the roof here.
Right.
Anyway, so where have you been playing? Now you've been in town for how long?
Just since February.
Oh, just since February,
So,
okay.
Yeah, my main goal was to start off by recording. We had tried to record in Texas for as long as we were there, but his equipment wasn't working, and I just didn't have the time or the financial resources with the position I was in. So I was excited to get going on that here. And I've played a few gigs around town, coffee shops, a couple churches, fundraisers, stuff like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And recently you had the CD release.
Yes.
Where was that?
That was a good time. That was at Northwood Baptist Church.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a great time that night.
If somebody wants to get a
lots
copy of the
support.
CD, how do they do that?
Yes, well, that will be posted on my website as soon as it's posted. Should be within the week.
And it'll be at the
it's
StefaniePotter.com.
StefaniePotter.com.
Stephanie with an F. Potter.
Yes. And it's posted on my Facebook page as well, Stefanie Potter Music. I am on Twitter, Steph Potter Music. But yeah, I have a digital download on CD Baby.
Oh, cool.
And then I have the physical CD, obviously, at concerts and on Square Market as well. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you have any shows lined up for the near future?
Well, I do have Low Country Live
All right. Yeah.
December 15th, so that'll
Everybody
be fun.
tune in.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then, let's see. Well, we're playing When We Go Home for Christmas, so that'll be fun in Rochester. But the next scheduled gig, we're just starting the re-promotion for gigs. Will be in March at Coastal Coffee Roasters.
Sure.
Which we've played at before.
Excellent.
Neat. I don't know if you know about How Art Thou over on James Island. Yeah, do you know?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, it's a good place. So we do have your album, and I want to do this. I want to play one song from your disc, and then we'll come back. We're going to get a quick roundup again of all of your information, your social media, your Twitter, your website, where you intend to play. Obviously, December 15th, Low Country Live. We'll all be sure to tune in and set our TiVos for it. I don't actually have a TiVo. I don't even know how that works. Maybe I'll go buy one just for that event.
That's dedication to your guests.
Yes, it is. And that's what we are. We're dedicated to you.
Yes.
All right. So what song would you like us to play? I don't have track names here, so I'm gonna let's see. I do have the disc. I have the sleeve. So Say Go, we heard that. Where I Belong, we have not heard that, right? Knocking, Tears Fall, Wait and Hope, and then we heard Worth More just a moment ago. So which song do you want us to play for the fixed listeners?
I'm thinking since I talked about Knocking, I'll just have you play that.
Knocking, track 3
Coming up.
on the album entitled Shifting Winds by Stefanie Potter, recently released. And we'll be right back with some more information on how you can get your hands on this if you do enjoy it, which is very likely. And how you can reach out to Stefanie, possibly get her to play a gig, say some nice things to her, whatever. All right, so here we go. This song is called Knocking by Stefanie Potter.
Two pretty girls born into the world with big dreams. They both love to sing. One got to learn while the other went to work out begging on the streets so she could buy herself something to eat. One had a sister to play, the other's was sent away when mama couldn't pay to keep them both alive. But I'm sorry I am too poor to help you stay alive. But look, now I am rich enough to improve my life. But if you were my neighbor, I'd love you as myself. And if you were my sister, I'd lay my life down. But you're not here, although you wish you were. You're not here. But if you knocked on my door, would I want to help you more in this accident of latitude? If you told me your name, would I feel the same in this accident of latitude? My own prideful attitude is keeping me from living a life of dependence as it really is, a walk of faith. through miles to find a drink. One fell in love, the other had enough, her body being used by any man who thought that he could choose. Now one still had a dream, while the other caught a disease. Well, one would write a song, the other one wouldn't last too long. But I'm sorry I am too poor to help you stay alive. But look, now I am rich enough to improve my life. But if you were my neighbor, I'd love you as myself. And if you were my sister, I'd lay my life down. But you're not here, although you wish you were. You're not here. But if you knocked on my door, would I want to help you more in this accident of latitude? If you told me your name, would I feel the same in this accident of latitude? And my own prideful attitude is keeping me from living life of dependence as it really is, a walk of faith. 'Cause you are not the other, you're my sister, you're my brother, you're my neighbor, you're my Lord, and you are knocking on my door, disguised in his most distressing form. May the meal that I serve you never be lukewarm, never be lukewarm, because you are knocking on my door, and I want to help you more in this accident of latitude. You told me your name, and I don't feel the same in this accident of latitude. I took my prideful attitude and threw it out the window of opportunity to love you in a walk of faith. Two pretty girls born into the world with big dreams. They both love to sing.
So that was Knocking by Stefanie Potter
Another great song.
and her sister Amanda. Are you involved in that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then, by God. Stefanie Potter and Amanda Gibson in studio with us right now with a silent partner on the couch. It's a comfortable couch, isn't it? Isn't it? You know what's not comfortable? Human trafficking. I want to talk about that. Real quick, you are involved with a human trafficking organization.
No, an anti-human trafficking
damn it,
organization.
Chris.
Let's be clear on this.
Yes.
You blew it. You blew it, man.
Yes.
I wanted you to
Just-
say yes so bad.
Just for the purpose of our listeners' understanding, in case you were cutting the radio off right then and got that impression,
I've had to be very careful about
Damn,
how I
we've
phrase
got somebody promoting human trafficking on that show. We ain't listening to that anymore, Martha.
Per the music. All right. So, what is the name
Yes.
of your anti-human trafficking?
Thank you. Yes.
Organization?
So they're called Doors to Freedom, and they have been working with girls for a few years now, and they're working on getting a safe home. So I'm really trying to build up support for them because it's so important. Like I said, they've been working with local girls who have been trafficked here and other places. So
Okay. And
It's a great cause.
It is a good cause. I don't like the idea of trafficking humans.
that's good.
Yeah, I'm anti that.
Good.
It's a good
Yeah.
thing. Good thing
Yeah.
to be.
Um,
I'd be
who's-
worried if that wasn't the case,
that-
actually.
Right.
Isn't that? It's a big thing in like Asia, right? Yeah.
I mean, all over the world, really.
Really?
But yeah.
Oh, okay. So, what's the name of the organization one more time, and where can people learn more about it?
So Doors to Freedom, and it's doorstofreedom.com.
Okay.
I'm working with events right now to try to, like I said, raise more money so that we can open that home, because that's what will supply that stability for the girls when they are rescued. because they have a high rate of running back into it until they are
Really?
actually healed from it.
Interesting.
So they need support and psychologically as well as physically.
Because if they don't have a solid place to go, and they go to God knows where, what home, they could end up in without that support and structure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing, the human mind. You can grow accustomed to some very terrible conditions, and
Right.
and it's as terrible as it may have been. It was structured. You did know what to expect. You could expect to be beaten around. You could expect to be treated like crap. But at least
Yeah.
you knew what to expect, and there's a lot of comfort in that. A lot of I hate to say it, almost just safety. And a lot of people do drift back into terrible situations, domestic violence situations. And of course those kinds of things.
That's the most powerful force.
It is
The familiar.
the familiar.
Yeah, so
yeah,
breaking
they
people
grow
out of that.
attached, even though that person is not a healthy person
And
to
you
be
can't
attached to.
And you can't wean somebody off human trafficking. You can't it's not like a Nicoderm patch.
Right.
It could be like, listen, I know you were doing 100 last week, but we'll work it down from 50 to 25 to 5. Nobody's liking that idea at all. Okay, all right.
No,
All right, nobody's.
we know all that.
I think everything's funny. So, cool. One last time, let us know where everybody can find your music.
Okay.
The social media, the website. You
Yes.
said CD Baby. Let us all know.
Yes. Okay. So my main website is StefaniePotter.com.
With an F.
And Stephanie, yes, is with an F. And Potter is like Harry Potter.
Ah.
So you can remember it now. My Facebook page is Stefanie Potter Music. And then my Twitter is at Steph Potter Music.
Steph Potter. Okay.
My CD is on CD Baby for digital download, individual tracks or the whole CD.
Awesome.
What's the
and-
cost of that CD?
$7.
Cheap. Come on, guys.
That's a steal.
That's a steal for this quality.
If you're
music.
listening to the show, buy the CD now.
Do it now.
cdbaby.com and search for
Yes.
Stephanie Potter.
For your
with an F.
karma. Yeah. All right, and
And then the physical CD is available at shows, of course, which will be found on my website or Facebook page, and also on Square Market.
okay. All right, that sounds great. Do you want us to play one last song on the way out, or did you want to play a song and we'll fade out? It's totally up to you what you want to do. I know we have 3 remaining tracks on the
Yeah.
the disc. Would you like us to go out with one of those?
That sounds great. All right. My cohorts are saying wait and hope.
Wait and Hope
Yes. Leave our listeners with a taste of hope.
with a taste of hope. Very
yes,
good.
for a
Hope.
better tomorrow.
Hope is good.
Stefanie Potter, Amanda Gibson, sisters, both living right down the street from each other, writing good music for your listening pleasure and for the betterment of all of the world. Here is Wait and Hope. You've been listening to the Local Fix on the Fix.fm every single Sunday night from 9 p.m. until whenever we're done. I had too much coffee way too early, and now I'm just running out of fumes. I'm running on fumes. Wait. Anyway, tune in next week where we'll have another exciting guest who probably won't be as hopeful. Thanks again. Enjoy your week.
One day the pain of winter will fade. Spring will arise with promise inside. The birds will sing sweet melodies, 'cause earth will be restored to beauty. You are making all things new. You speak glory into truth. We wait and hope it will be so. shines among people as one will be singing along. You are making all things new. You speak glory into truth. We wait and hope it will be so. It will be so. And we'll never again feel the pain of the curse. And we'll never again work in vain or make it worse. And we'll never again say goodbye to a friend, 'cause new life